is the peak of hurricane season, and we are just weeks away from the one-year anniversary of Hurricane Helene. Meteorologist Melissa Nord visited Georgia-based Norfolk Southern's Operations Center. She shares how the company navigates impacts from hurricanes and other weather extremes.
You think you're prepared for a very impactful hurricane, and weather will prove you incorrect in some cases.
Helene was the worst hurricane on record for Atlanta-based Norfolk Southern. Over 21,000 feet of track was washed out, 50,000 feet of track needed repair, and a bridge replacement kept the company's AS line offline until May.
What I'm most proud about is the resiliency, the grit, the teamwork that's involved in this, but most importantly, the value of every decision being made through the lens of safety.
It's the pre-planning for the unknown that Senior Vice President of Transportation Tim Livingston credits capping the losses.
We call it the safe zone. We pull everything out, meaning people, equipment where we can, and we'll have to tie down crossing gates to protect the community that we operate in.
They stay ahead of the weather here in the Network Operations Center.
I like to say the NNC there, it stands for the nerve center of our railroad.
We have 46 different dispatchers in the center.
Each dispatcher is focused on a different territory.
Where you see blue or purple is an area where engineering is working on the track. They're having to manage what on this screen appears as a red line, but is actually a train in the field.
They receive advanced and real-time forecasts from their third-party weather forecasting partner, highlighting impacts along each train line.
So if there is a quickly evolving weather situation, at the flip of a switch, they can quickly slow down, stop, or reroute a train.
Superintendent of Transportation Andy Koch says with every weather extreme, freight rail can be impacted differently. With heat,
we patrol the track looking for what we call heat kinks, and making sure the track's stable and can support track speed.
In heavy rainstorms,
we'll restrict our trains down to 40 miles an hour during what we call flash flood warnings.
And with bigger systems like hurricanes, they halt and reroute, creating the safe zone.
There's no decision that overcomes the value of safety.
So the company is also in a merger agreement with Union Pacific, which would create the first transcontinental freight railroad in the United States. The new headquarters is expected to be in Omaha, Nebraska after their 2027 closure, but Atlanta will still play a critical role for a lot of the transportation, technology, operations, and innovation. But you got to be ready for everything.
You do.
People need their supplies, but safety, safety, safety is what they stress.
Yeah, weather in the supply chain. It makes sense when you talked about it, but I hadn't necessarily thought of it.
Yeah.